Hi, welcome to the Law Simplified. I'm Shaveen Bandad-Nayaka. The one reason that makes a student not achieve the grade that they want when answering questions is because they miss out on this one critical factor. I often get asked by my Masterclass, Fast Track, and even students on Udemy, as well as through the comments on videos such as this on YouTube, on why they are not achieving the grade that they should in relation to their law degree. More often than not, they have the knowledge, they understand the law, and for the most part, they present it well as well in terms of their knowledge. But more often than not, they don't get the grade that they feel they should. And the reason for this, the one fundamental aspect that they fail to realize, is that they are not following direction. Now, what I mean by this will differ based on the subject, the type of question, as well as even the topic that you're answering a question on. Whenever you look at an examination paper, you'd notice a few elements which are identical from question to question. The primary distinction of a question of an examination paper is that it's either essay-based or problem or scenario-based. Either way, you'll notice a few critical words that an examiner would have included in the question, which in essence most students gloss over. This is what I mean by direction. Note the next time that you look at an examination paper or a past paper question, the words discuss, analyze, critically assess, advise. Chances are you'll have one of these four types of directions that are presented to you. And each of these directions mean a different thing in relation to your presentation and how you approach the question. For example, if a question requires you to discuss, the examiner is actually expecting a more exploratory answer. It allows you to really showcase your knowledge, your understanding, as well as the depth of that understanding to the examiner. He wants a much more wider discussion in relation to the question, hence why the direction is discuss. Now contrast this, for instance, with a scenario-based or problem-based question where at the end there'll probably be one or two individuals that you're supposed to advise. In this context, you're supposed to wear the hat of a lawyer, of an advocate, or a barrister. The question requires you perhaps not to select one side or the other, but to showcase your skills in advocacy, to argue. This doesn't require you to be as wide as a question which requires you to discuss the matters. On the contrary, a question that's focusing on advising somebody will require you to formulate an argument and then go for it. Quite similar to advise would be questions in line with critically assess. Now, anything or any question for that matter which requires you to critically assess, for instance, a statement in a theory-based question, will need you to dive deeper into that specific nuance or the niche that the question is talking about. For instance, as an example, you could take a question in constitutional law or public law that deals with the written and unwritten nature of the Constitution of the United Kingdom. So for instance, a question might be critically assess the requirement or critically assess whether the UK Constitution should be codified. Now, while you need to discuss quite saliently on the aspects of the written and unwritten constitution, how UK's constitution is somewhat separate from that of any other country's constitution, by and large, the focus should be on assessing whether codification is necessary in the UK's context. So remember, every time that you see a question, work your way upwards from that direction, whatever the question might be. It might be a theory question, it might be a problem-based or scenario-based question, but consider what the examiner is asking of you from that question. Don't simply go out there and give the rudimentary kitchen sink argument, as I like to call it, where you basically talk about everything you know in that particular topic. Try to follow the direction and try to answer it accordingly. Now, If you're interested in learning more about formulating your answers and how to put pen to paper in a method that will provide you with greater confidence in answering questions in any topic, make sure you check out some of the links in the description below where you can get in touch with me and we can set up a consultation, a fast track or a masterclass program to hone your skills in answering questions. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos of this caliber, subscribe to The Law Simplified. I've launched a brand new website, thelawsimplified.com, with much more rich content of this nature, as well as examination techniques, career guidance, and my courses, which are also available on Udemy. So make sure you check it out. But until the next time that we meet, have fun, stay safe, and obey the law.